Welcome to the third class on percentage. In today's class, we are going to solve some series of work example on this topic. Okay, let's start with the first question. When 1,600 boats are manufactured, 36 are unsatisfactory. Determine the percentage that is unsatisfactory. That's the first question under it. And determine the percentage that is satisfactory. Let's start by writing out the parameters that we are given in the question. The total numbers of boats that are manufactured is 1,600. Total boats is equals to 1,600. Okay. Now we are given the numbers of boats. Among these 1,600 boats, the numbers of boats that are unsatisfactory is 36. So unsatisfactory, let me put it like that. Unsatisfactory, that is 36. We are asked to determine the percentage of the unsatisfactory votes. That's the first question. The first question is percentage of unsatisfactory votes. Unsatisfactory. We are asked to determine the percentage of unsatisfactory votes. And the second question, determine the percent of satisfactory votes. Let me put votes here also. Votes. Now, I want you to pay attention. We are given that out of these total votes, out of the total numbers of votes is 1,600. That's the numbers of votes that is manufactured, and 36 of these is not satisfactory. The first question says determine the percentage of unsatisfactory votes. Percentage, let me just let's put it in this. Percentage of unsatisfactory votes. Unsatisfactory votes will be equals to, don't forget we have done an example of this question in our first class. So I'm very sure you will understand. Okay. Now the percentage of unsatisfactory votes will be the numbers of unsatisfactory votes that we are given. In that case, that is 36. Do you understand? We are given that the unsatisfactory vote is 36. So I'm going to have 36 all over the total numbers of votes that is manufactured. That is 1,600. 1,600 multiplied by 100%. That is the percentage of unsatisfactory votes. Okay. That is the total numbers, the numbers of unsatisfactory votes divided by the total numbers of votes that is manufactured multiplied by 100. Multiplied by 100%. So for this, you can easily compute this. This zero can cancel these zeros, and this can cancel this. 36 divided by 16 is 2.25. So for this, I'm going to have 2.25 multiplied by 1%. So that is 2.25%. Do you understand? So the percentage of unsatisfactory votes is 2.25%. Now we want to calculate the percentage of satisfactory votes. You can do this in two ways. You know, percentage is what? Expression of a number in terms of 100. Percentage is 100. You understand? So the total numbers of votes is what? 1,600. And we have known the percentage of unsatisfactory votes as what? 2.25%. To determine the percentage of the satisfactory votes, just subtract 2.25% from 100%. You understand? So that's what I'm going to do. And you can do it either way around. You can first get, and that method is a long method. You understand? That method is a long method. So let's just use the first method, okay? The percentage. Oh, let me change this background. The percentage of the satisfactory votes is equals to 100% minus 2.25%. Do you understand? For this, we are going to have 97.5%. That is the percentage of satisfactory votes. And the second method is long, okay? And the second method is that you first get the numbers of satisfactory votes, okay? That will be 1,600 minus what? 36. And that will give you 1,564. And at that time, oh sorry, this should be 97.75. Okay, 97.75. Sorry, this should be 97.75. If you subtract 100% from subtract 2.25% from 100, that is 97.75. Okay, now let's proceed. For the second method, just subtract this from this. You're going to get 1564. Then after that, you're going to divide 1564 divided by the total numbers of both, multiply 100. You're going to get this. You understand? So it's also the same step. You're going to get the same answer. So that's the first question. Let's take another question. An alloy consists of 70% nickel and 30% copper. If it contains 88.2 grams of nickel, determine the mass of copper in the alloy. Do you understand? Let's start by writing out the parameters that we are given in the question. Okay, we are given that the alloy consists of 70% nickel. Okay, we are given that the alloy consists the components of the alloy. We have components of the alloy. We have 70% nickel. Okay, and that will be 30% copper. 30% copper. Okay, now we are told to determine the mass of copper present in the alloy, but we have been given that the mass of nickel present in the alloy is 88.2. You understand? The mass of nickel present in the alloy is 88.2. So let me put it, the mass of nickel, NiCkel, is 88.2 grams. Now we are asked to determine the mass of the copper present here. To determine the mass of the copper that is present in this alloy, we need to determine the total mass of the alloy. Are you paying attention? To determine the mass of the copper present in this alloy, we need to determine the total mass that is present. Hello? You understand what I'm saying? The total mass of the alloy, total mass, will be equals to the mass of the nickel. The nickel mass plus the copper mass. Okay, copper mass. Please, I want you to pay attention. Just pay attention. You're going to understand. Okay, see, the total component of the alloy is what? Two elements. The first element is nickel and the second one is copper. You understand? And we are told that the nickel, out of the 100%, nickel take 70%. Are you paying attention? And copper take 30%. And the mass of nickel that is present in that alloy is what? 88.2 grams. Now we want to determine the mass of the copper. Total mass must be equal to the sum of the masses of both nickel and copper. You understand? So how do we determine the total mass? Let total mass be x. Okay, let total mass equals to x. Are you getting it? So now 70% of the total mass is equals to the mass of the nickel. You understand? Please, if you have not watched if you are not part of the first class, or if you have not watched the first or second class of this class, you might not understand what I'm doing. And if you understand, that's a very good thing. Okay, but I beseech you to watch the previous class if you didn't understand what I'm doing. Okay, now let the total mass of the nickel be x. Okay, now 70% of the total mass is equals to 88.2 grams. The total percentage, okay, when the mass, pay attention, when the mass is expressed, the mass of the alloy, when expressed in percentage, the total is what? 100%. Are you paying attention? So 70% of the total mass is equals to 88.2, and that belongs to what? Nickel. Okay, so for this, I'm going to have 70% of x. 70% of x is equals to what? 88.2 grams. Now, in our previous class, we learned that when we of means what? Product, you understand? And 70% means 70 over 100. So I change this to fraction. That is 70 over 100 multiplied by x is equals to 88.2 grams. Do you understand? Now, just 70 multiplied by x, that is what? 70x. So I'm going to have 70x is equals to let me just see, let's do it step by step. 70x over 100 is equals to 88.2 gram. I'm very sure you understand to this point. If you didn't understand, just pay attention, okay? The next step now is to cross multiply. So I'm going to have 70x is equals to 88.2 gram multiplied by 100. Do you understand? So for this, we are going to have 70x is equals to 88.2 gram multiplied by 100. Don't forget, I told you didn't have to use calculator here, okay? Because 100 has 2 zeros. So you are going to move this decimal point, you are going to move it 2 steps towards the right, okay? Do you understand? We learned that in our first class, okay? Since we are multiplying by 100, you just have to move this decimal point 2 steps towards the right, okay? So for this, I'm going to have 8820 gram. You understand? 8,820 gram. Now, we want to find the value of x. We have to divide by the coefficient of x. The coefficient of x here is what? 70. So for this, I'm going to have x is equals to 8820 gram all over 70. That is what? 126 gram. Do you understand how I got 126? If you didn't understand, pay attention as I explained again. 70x over 100 is equals to 88.2 gram over 1. If you cross multiply, this 100 will multiply this. So I got this, you understand? And this one will multiply 70x. So I have 70x here. I'm very sure you understand this. Now, by the time you multiply this, you are going to get 8,820. Divide both sides by 70. You are going to get this, 126 gram. Now, we have gotten x as 126 gram. Don't forget that we are saying let total mass is equals to x. That means that total mass is equals to 126 gram. Now, I can easily determine the mass of the copper. You understand? I can determine the mass of the copper because total mass is the sum of the mass of the nickel and the mass of the copper. So I only need to make the copper mass the subject of the relation. Okay? So the total mass, which is what? 126 gram. Let's go. Total mass 126 gram is equals to the mass of the nickel. The mass of the nickel that we are given in the question is 88.2 gram. So I'm going to have 88.2 gram plus the copper mass. Okay, we don't know the copper mass. That is the mass that we want to determine. Okay, so for this I'm going to have plus copper mass. Okay, now if you move the mass of the nickel, which is 88.2 gram, to the left hand side of the equation, we are going to have copper mass. The mass of the copper is equals to 126 gram minus 88.2 gram. Do you understand? So the copper mass, which is the mass of the copper, okay, is equals to 126 gram minus 88.2 gram. That is 37.8 gram. Do you understand? So for this, I'm going to have 37.8 gram. That is the final answer. Because, and you can also do it like this, since you know that it is 30% of copper. So just take 30% of the total mass, 30% of 126 gram. You are going to get 37.8 as your answer. Okay, you can try it. You're going to get this. So that is the solution to that question. Let's move to another question. An athlete runs 5,000 meters in 15 minutes 20 seconds. With intense training, he is able to reduce the time by 2.5%. Calculate his new time in seconds. Now, I want you to pay attention. Let's start by writing out the parameters that we are given in the question. We are told that the athlete runs 500 meters in 15 minutes 20 seconds. The athlete runs 500 meters. 500 meters. Okay, 5,000 meters. Sorry, it is 5,000 meters, not 500. Okay, 5,000 meters in 15 minutes 20 seconds. Now, when the athlete increase his training, when he trained very well, we are told that the time reduced by 2.5%. You understand? He is able to reduce the time by 2.5%. Percentage reduction in time. Okay? Percentage reduction in time. Call it like that. Percentage reduction in time is 2.5%. 2.5%. And we are asked to determine the new time. Okay, the new time it takes to cover 5,000 meters. Now I want to pay attention. You cannot determine the new time without knowing the actual time it reduced, without knowing the actual time that the initial time that is using to run the race, that is using to cover 5,000 meters is reduced. Are you getting what I'm saying? Maybe you didn't understand what I'm trying to say. You have to first calculate the percentage reduction in time. Are you getting it? Calculate the actual time in reduction. Okay? Calculate the actual time of reduction. Okay? To get the time reduction, to get the reduced time, we have to take the percentage of the initial time. Okay? The initial time that he is using to run 5,000 meters is what? 15 minutes 20 seconds. For easy calculation, change this to change 15 minutes to seconds. Okay, let's quickly do that. 15 minutes to seconds is, 1 minute is equal to what? 60 seconds. So if 1 minute, let me change this marker. Maybe I should drop it. 1 minute is equals to 20 seconds. 20. Sorry. 1 minute is equals to 60 seconds. Okay. Now 15 minutes will be what? Let's 15 minutes is equals to x seconds. Okay. Let's say 15 minutes is equals to x. Now cross multiply. For this we are going to have x will be equals to 60 multiplied by 15. That will be in seconds. Okay. So 60 multiplied by 15. If you punch your calculator, you are going to get that is 900. Okay. That is 900 seconds. So the total time taken to run 5,000 meters is what? 900 seconds. Now we can easily determine the 2.5% of the total time taken initially. Okay, the time reduced. The time will reduce by 2.5%. It is this time that reduced by 2.5%. So we want to determine the reduced time. I pay attention. So the reduced time is now reduced time. Reduced time will now be 2.5% of the initial time of this. And don't forget that we have already converted this to what? In seconds. That is now 900. So 2.5% of 900 seconds. Please, it is very, very important that you know this, okay? You just need to be able to interpret the question, okay? Let's say the initial time that the athlete is using to run 5,000 meters is what? 15 minutes 20 seconds. Now, when he trained very well, he increased his training session, maybe time, or I don't know. He's able to beat down the time by what? 2.5%. So it is this time that is reduced. Are you paying attention? This time is reduced, but we cannot get the new time that is using to cover this distance without knowing the actual time that it reduced. Are you getting it? So that actual time is what I want to determine. So I want to take 2.5% of this. Okay? So 2.5% is what? 2.5 all over 100 multiplied by 900 seconds. Okay? So this level will cancel this level. So 2.5 multiplied by 9, that is 22.5 seconds. Okay, that is 22.5 seconds. So this is the reduction in time. Okay, this time is reduced by this. So we can get the new time by subtracting this from the initial time that is using to run the race before. Okay, so let's go. The new time now, will be equals to the initial time that is using to run this race. We have converted to seconds. So we are going to have 900 seconds minus 22.5 seconds. Do you understand? So the new time now is take the difference of 900 and 22.5 seconds. That is 877.5 seconds. Okay, 877.5 seconds, which is the This is the time that is using to run the race now. Now, you can convert it to minutes again. You can convert it to minutes back, but the question says we should leave it in seconds, so it's good like this. Do you understand? Okay, let's proceed to the next question. An alloy comprises 89% copper, 1.5% iron, and the rest is aluminium. Find the amount of aluminium in grams in 0.8 kilogram mass of the alloy. Okay, we are let's start our calculation by writing out the parameters that we are given in the question. Okay, we are given that the alloy comprises of 89% copper. Just call it the component of the alloy. Components of the alloy. Components of the alloy. We have what's the first parameter there? That is 89% copper. 89% copper. 1.5% iron. 1.5% iron, and the rest is aluminium. So we don't know that one. The rest is aluminium. Do you know this? I put question mark here because we don't know the percentage of iron. We don't know the percentage of aluminium. You understand? So that's why I put question mark. Okay. Now we are told to determine the amount of aluminium in grams present in 0.8 kilogram mass. The aluminium in grams present in 0.8 kilogram mass, but we cannot determine the mass of the aluminium without knowing the percentage composition of aluminium. Do you understand what I just said? We cannot determine the mass of the aluminium that is present in 0.8 kilogram mass of the alloy without knowing the percentage of aluminium. So we first have to calculate the percentage of aluminium. Now, don't forget, in our previous class, when we talk about percentage is what? 100. Are you getting it? So for this, for the component, the total component of the alloy in percentage must be summed up to what? 100%. Do you understand? So the total component of the alloy in 100% must be what? 100. How? The total component of the alloy in percentage, they must be summed up to 100%. So the remaining percentage is for aluminium. So let me call that one x. Let x is equal to the percentage of aluminium. So let's sum. For this we are going to have 89% plus 1.5% plus x must be equal to what? 100%. Do you understand? The total component of the aluminium, the total component of the alloy, okay? The total component of the alloy in percentage must be summed up to 100%, and we have three components which are copper, iron, and aluminium. Do you understand? But we have been given the percentage of copper and iron, and percentage of copper and iron. So for this, 89% and 1.5% plus x must be summed up to what? 100%. Do you understand? Okay, now hard. For this, we are going to have 89% plus 1.5%. That is what? 90.5% plus x is equals to 100%. Okay, so x is equals to 100%, because this has a positive sign. When it crosses the equals to sign to the other side of the equation, it will change to what? Negative. So for this, I'm going to have negative 90.5%. 90.5%. So x is equals to this minus this. That is 9.5%. Okay. So the percentage of aluminium now is 9.5. Let me change it now. 9.5% of aluminium is present in the alloy. Okay. Now that's not the answers that we are asked to determine. We are asked to find the amount of aluminium in grams in a 0.8 kilogram mass of the alloy. The mass of the alloy is what? 0.8 kilogram. But we are told to determine the mass of the aluminium in gram. Okay? But now, we first have to convert this to what? Gram. And from your basic conversion, 1 kilogram is equals to what? 1000 gram. Okay? 1 kilogram is equals to 1000 gram. Now, if 1 kilogram is equal to 1000 gram, let 0.8 kilogram be x. Do you understand? Let 0.8 kilogram be x. Now, by the time you cross multiply, you are going to get the value of x. You are going to have, please pay attention, x multiplied by 1 kilogram is equal to, this 0.8 kilogram will multiply 1000 grams. So I'm going to have 0.8 kilogram multiplied by 1000 gram. Now divide both sides by 1 kilogram because we are actually looking for x. Okay, divide both sides by 1 kilogram. 1 kilogram. So this kilogram will cancel this kilogram. Okay, this will cancel this. So we are left with what? X is equals to 0.8 multiplied by 1000 gram. 0.8 multiplied by 1000 gram, that is what? 800 gram. Okay, so the value of 0.8 kilogram in gram is what? 800 gram. Do you understand? So we've easily converted that we have converted 0.8 kilogram to gram by multiplying it by 1000. I just show you the process right now. So you can easily convert any quantity in kilogram. You can easily convert it to gram by multiplying such quantity by 1000. Do you understand? So for this, that will be let me just put it in bracket. 0.8 kilogram is 800 in gram. Do you understand? So now we are asked to determine what? We are asked to find the amount of aluminium in grams in 0.8 kilogram of mass of the alloy. So now we know the percentage of aluminium. Percentage of aluminium in the components of the alloy is what? 9.5%. So we can easily determine the mass of aluminium in gram. Just multiply 9.5% by the 800 gram. Okay, so the mass of aluminium in gram, put it like that, the mass of aluminium in gram is equal to 9.5% of 800 gram. So 9.5 is what? In our previous class is what? Over 100 multiplied by 800 gram. So 9.5 multiplied by 8, that is 76 gram. So the mass of aluminium that is present in 0.8 kilogram of the alloy is 76 gram. Just put the interpretation like that. Okay, let's proceed to the next question. A child sleeps an average 9 hours, 25 minutes per day. Express this as a percentage of the whole day. Now let's start by writing out the parameters that were given in the question. We are given that the child sleeps for an average of 9 hours, 25 minutes per day. 9 hours, 25 minutes per day. Okay? Now we want to express this as a percentage of a whole day. What's the meaning of a whole day? A whole day simply means a single day. You understand? Now, how many hours can we find in a day? In a day, we are going to find 24 hours. 24 hours. You understand? Now, 9 hours, 25 minutes is equivalent to 9 hours plus 25 minutes. Please, I want you to pay attention, okay? Just pay attention. You're going to understand how you're going to solve this question. For easy computation, okay, let's convert the hours, these 9 hours, let us convert it to minutes. You understand? We are also going to convert these 24 hours to minutes. Are you paying attention? Parameter, if you are part of the first or second class, you should be able to solve this question. Okay? Now, don't forget that 60 minutes is equals to 1 hour. 9 hours. Okay, let's x minutes will be equals to what? 9 hours. Let x minutes is equals to 9 hours. Now let's cross multiply. X will be equals to, like I did in the previous example, when I convert, we're going to have this in minutes. 60 multiplied by 9 minutes. So x is equals to 60 multiplied by 9. That will give us 540 minutes. You understand? X will be equals to 540 minutes. So 9 hours is equals to what? 540 minutes. Now, for this, I'm going to have 540 minutes plus 25 minutes. Okay? So this will be 540 minutes plus 25 minutes. That is 565 minutes. 565 minutes. So 9 hours, 25 minutes is 565 minutes. Now, let us convert 24 hours also. Let's change it to minutes. Okay? Now, to change 24 hours to minutes, just multiply it by 60, okay? 24 hours is equals to 24 multiplied by 60. You're going to change it to minutes like that, okay? So 24 multiplied by 60, that will give us 1,440 minutes. You understand? So 24 hours is equals to 1,440 minutes. Now, don't forget, in our previous class we've learned how to express a quantity as a percentage of another quantity. To express 9 hours 25 minutes as a percentage of 24 hours, we only express quantity that have the same unit. So that is the reason why we change these hours, we change both hours to minutes. So both of them are in minutes. You can see we have 565 minutes and 1,440 minutes. So both quantity can be expressed as a percentage of each other. But from the question, we are asked to express this as a percentage of this. So this will be the numerator and this will be the denominator multiplied by 100%. So let's go. For this, I'm going to have 565 minutes all over 1,440 minutes multiplied by 100%. Okay? Now, 565 minutes divided by 1,440 minutes. That is 0.392. So for this, I'm going to have 0.392 multiplied by 100%. Okay? So you can do this without the use of calculator. Because 100 has 2 zeros. Don't forget, we learned this in our previous class. So 100 has 2 zeros. So I'm going to move the decimal point here twice towards the right. So this will be 1, 2. So the decimal point will be here. That is 39.2%. So that is the final answer. I'm very sure you understand how I got that 9.2. If you didn't understand, you can watch it again, okay? Now let's proceed to the next question. When signing a new contract, a Premiership footballer pay increased from €15,500 to €21,500 per week. Calculate the percentage increase and correct to 3 significant figures. Okay? Let's start by writing out the parameters that we are given in the question. Okay? We are given that the footballer's pay increased from 15,500. That is from €15,500 to €21,500. Now we are asked to calculate the percentage increase and we should correct our answer to 3 significant figure. Now in our previous class we learned how to calculate percentage increase. Percentage change, let me put it like that. In our previous class we learned how to calculate the percentage change. Percentage change is equals to the difference between the old value and the new value divided by the old value multiplied by 100%. I'm very sure you understand. So let's go. Percentage increase is equals to new value. That's the difference between the old value and the new value minus old value, which is 15,500 all over 15,500 multiplied by 100%. I'm very sure if you are part of our first class, you should be able to solve this. Now, what's the difference between 21,500 and 15,500? The difference is 6,000 naira. 6,000 euro. So this will be 6,000 euro. 6,000 This is the sign for euro, okay? All over 15,500. Oh, 15,500. It's not 15,000, oh, it's 15,500, okay? 15,500 multiplied by 100%. So 6,000, this euro will cancel this euro. So I'm going to have 6,000 divided by 15,500. That is 0.3870. So I'm going to have 0.3870 multiplied by 100%. Okay? So this will be, now we can do this without the use of calculator since we are multiplying by 100. And 100 has 2 zeros. So I'm going to move this decimal point 2 times. If you are part of the first class, you should remember this. So that is 38.70%. Okay, but we are told to leave our answer and 3 significant figures. So for this, I'm going to have 38.7%. That is the percentage increase. Let's proceed to the next question. 12.5% of a length of wood is 70 centimeter. What is the full length? Okay, that is very simple. I'm very sure you can solve that. I want you to do something. Attempt the question, okay? Then when you are done, check whether you got the answer correctly. From the question, we've been given that 12.5% of the length of the wood is 70 centimeter. 12.5% of the length of the wood. 12.5% of the length of the wood is equals to 70 centimeter. Now we are told to determine the length of the wood. This is the interpretation of the statement. Now let x be the let x is equals to the total length of the wood. Okay, total length. Okay, let x is equals to total length of the wood. Now to determine the total length of the wood, that is the total length. Okay, we want to determine the total length. To get the total length, since we know that 12.5% of the total length is 70%, so that means 12.5% of x is equals to 70 centimeter. Okay, so from our previous class we learned the meaning of and the meaning of percentage. So for this I'm going to have 12.5 all over 100 multiplied by x is equals to 70 centimeter. For this I'm going to have 12.5x all over 100 is equals to 70 centimeter. What do you do in this place? You cross multiply, right? Yeah. So for this I'm going to have 12.5x is equals to 70 centimeter multiplied by 100. 70 centimeter multiplied by 100, that is what? 700 centimeter. So for this I'm going to have 12.5x is equals to 700 centimeter. Divide both sides by 12.5 and 12.5. So x is equals to 700 centimeter divided by 12.5. That should give us 560 centimeter. So for this, the answer is 560 centimeter. That is the total length of the wood. Okay, total length of the wood is equals to 560 centimeter. That is the total length of the wood. So let me just give you some practice question that you can practice.